Hey there, Heather. Hello, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to Stone Cold Hockey and the Canada Day version of Stone Cold Hockey. We're gonna do some stuff with Canadian teams only, and we're doing it called Canada's Finest. It's 32 teams of teams that made the playoffs in the set years that I have. So as you can see, we'll go year by year. 64, 65, only two Canadian teams. Montreal and Toronto both made the playoffs and both faced each other. 1968. Montreal, only two Canadian teams. Montreal made the playoffs. Toronto, in the original six with the expansion, did not make the playoffs and actually soured against the expansion teams. 1971, Canada had added a third team, Vancouver, but they were crap. Montreal made the playoffs in 71 and won the Stanley Cup. The Leafs went to the first round in 71 and lost to the Rangers in 6. 1975, Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver. See there, they all made the playoffs. Toronto beat Los Angeles, I think, in a preliminary round, 1975, and then lost to the Flyers. No, not the Flyers. I don't know who they lost to. Montreal and Vancouver actually bumped into each other in the 1975 playoffs. 1978-79, Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver all made the playoffs. Vancouver faced Philly in a preliminary round series, which Philly won in 3. Toronto beat Atlanta in the preliminary round and had to face Montreal in the quarterfinals, which was a 4-game sweep by Montreal, thanks to that Larry Robinson overtime goal in Game 4. 1984, the Canadian teams, four of the 7 Canadian teams are seen here making the playoffs. 84 Flames went to the division finals. 84 Oilers won the Stanley Cup. 84 Canadians went to the conference finals, which was amazing. And the 84 Nordiques were added in as a wild card because, they went to the second round. 1991, you see 3 Canadian teams shaded out: Calgary, Edmonton, and Montreal. Calgary and Edmonton faced each other in a classic first round Battle of Alberta, which was the last Battle of Alberta for 3 decades. And then Montreal made it into the second round. Quebec, Toronto, and Winnipeg all missed the playoffs. Vancouver made the playoffs, but they got taken out in the first round usually. 94, Calgary, Toronto, and Vancouver. There, Toronto winning. Well, Toronto and Vancouver bumped into each other in the Western Final, and Vancouver beat Toronto in 5. Calgary, the 94 team that should have won a trip easily. They were the 2 seed in the Western Conference and should have done well. But they lost to Vancouver. Of course, that first round series, Pavel Bure's overtime goal in Game 7. 2006, you got Calgary, Edmonton, and Ottawa added in as playoff teams. Montreal also made the playoffs, but they lost in the first round, and I didn't think they were worthy. Calgary went out in 7 in the first round. Ottawa went out in 6, and Edmonton went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Toronto and Vancouver both missed the playoffs. 2012, only Ottawa and Vancouver are shaded out because Ottawa and Vancouver were the only teams to make the playoffs. Toronto didn't make the playoffs. Edmonton didn't make the playoffs. Montreal didn't make the playoffs. Winnipeg didn't make the playoffs. I know I'm missing a team. Calgary didn't make the playoffs. So it was a dark part of Canada. 2022, Calgary, Edmonton, and Toronto are in. The only Canadian teams in. I think Winnipeg. Yeah, Winnipeg missed out in 2022. Vancouver missed out in 22. Ottawa missed out in 2022, and Montreal in 2022 they missed. And last season, 23, we had Toronto, Edmonton, and Winnipeg added in because they all made Toronto and Edmonton made the second round, and then Winnipeg was the only other team that made the playoffs, so they're in. So that's what we have. All 7 Canadian cities have a team in. I think Ottawa is the fewest with 1 or 2. No, sorry, I think Winnipeg's the fewest with 1. Yeah, Winnipeg just got snake bit. 91, they missed the playoff. 84, they missed the playoffs. 94. Yeah, so Winnipeg only got 1 team. Right, the playoffs, everything's best of 7 because we're doing text-based. We're not doing like any action games. Here's a bracket. It was randomization, by the way. So anyway, we have Well, we have Toronto versus Toronto, 94 versus 75. Remember, you had to make the playoffs to qualify. And that's the only all city matchup. Anyway, 23 Edmonton versus 35 Vancouver. First game saw Vancouver go in Edmonton and win 5-4. Ron Lockett beats Jack Campbell. Edmonton goes by Daryl Ryan, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Zach Hyman. Vancouver goes by Don Lever on Fat Lever. Jerry O'Flaherty, Kitchener. Mike Robitaille, Leon Rochford, and Palen Boudreau. 06 17 against 22 Toronto. First game sees the Oilers win 3-2. Rolison beats Calgren. The goalies were random. Toronto goes by Mitch Marner and Michael Bunting. Jared Stahl, Sean Horcoff, and Fernando Pisani scored for Edmonton. 06 Ottawa overtime victory over the 94 Canucks. Emery beats McLean. Vancouver goes by Yuri Slager and Jimmy Carson. Now that Jimmy Carson. Ottawa goes by Chris Neal, Danny Alverson, and overtime by Anton Vermette, the Furman. 65 Edmonton crushing 84 Edmonton 6-1 in the battle of the Stanley Cup champions. Charlie Hodge beats Grant Fuhr. Edmonton only goal by Glenn Anderson. Montreal goes by Gilles Tremblay, Ballon, Tremblay again, Claude LaRose, Rob Buckstrom, and Yvonne Cornway. Beep beep. 68 Montreal against Calgary. 84 Calgary. 68 Habs with the shutout. Vachon takes down Levelin. Cornway with 2 goals, Belliveau and Johnny Ferguson with the other ones. 79 Leafs against the 91 Habs. The 91 Habs win 4-3 as Waugh beats Palmetier. Toronto goes by Ronnie Ellis, John Anderson, and Paul Gardner. Montreal goes by Todd Ewan, him, Danny Savard, Guy Carbonneau, and Jeje Danino. 75 Montreal won their first game against the 71 Leafs 5-3 as Dryden took down Font. 75 Montreal goes by Lemaire, Lombard. Steve Stratton and then Jacques Lemaire again. So Jacques Lemaire, you have Lemaire 2 goals. Billy McMillan, Jim Harrison, and Davey Keon for the Leafs. 23 Winnipeg wins 6-2 over the 84 Habs. Hellebuyck beats Savigny. Montreal goes by Bobby Gainey and Mats Nisland. Winnipeg goes by Mark Scheifele, Kitchener native, but not Kitchener Ranger. That's why I don't say Scheifele scored again, and then Namestnikov. Then I forgot to play for that one. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Kyle Connor, and Blake Wheeler. 94 Toronto, 75 Toronto. Battle of Toronto, the 94 team wins 3-0. Rhodes takes down Favel and a shutout. Andrew Chuck Krzyzewski, he still played for the 94 Leafs. And Dave Ellett scoring. 91 Edmonton beats 06 Calgary 4-1. As Radford beats Kiprusoff, Tikkanen, Klima, Anderson, and then Klima again for the 91 team. Chris Simon for the Flames. Once again, always again. The 2012 Sens win 5-3 over the 65 Leafs. As Craig Anderson beats Johnny Bauer. The 65 Leafs, Dave Keon, Ron Ellis, and Jordy Armstrong scored. While Ottawa goes by Casper Stegfunen, remember him? Jason Spezza, Zach Smith, Danny Alverson, Chris Neal. The 71 Habs win Game 1 against 94 Flames in overtime, 2-1. Vachon beats Kidd. Mark Tartif and Gary Roberts scoring in regulation, but Claude LaRose at 4:59 on the power play with Fleury in the box from Henri Richard. 79 Habs win 5-3 over the 79 Canucks. Buddy LaRocque beats Dunk Wilson. That's what's his name. Vancouver goals by Yuri Gillis, Harold Snaps, and Don Vatlever. Montreal goes by Guy Lafleur, Mario Tremblay. Boo, I hate that guy. Guy Lapointe, Steve Shutt, and Pierre Mondou. 22 Edmonton beats their 22 Flame counterparts on Prolongation 3-2. Skinner beats Markstrom. Calgary goes in regulation by Manchapane and Blake Coleman. Edmonton goes by Tyson Berry and Nugent Hopkins. And then in overtime at 11:30, Brett Perlini from McDavid and Berry. '91 Flames beat the 2012 Canucks 7-4 as Vernon takes down Luongo. Vancouver goes by Chris Higgins, Henrik Sedin, Mason Raymond, and David Booth. Calgary goes by Phil Fleury, Stefan Matteau. Yeah, Matteau. Paul Ranheim. Field Flurry again, and then Ranheim scoring. So Ranheim with a hat trick. Weird for a defenseman. I think Ranheim was a defenseman. No, that's Reinhardt, sorry. Paul Ranheim with a hat trick. Field Flurry with a hat trick. Paul Reinhardt. And then the 23 Leafs win 5-2 over Quebec. Ready for Quebec? Samsonov beats Melachek. Love you, Mike. Quebec goes by Randy Muller and Pat Price. Toronto goes by Willie Nylander, Austin Matthews, Zach Aston Reese, Michael Bunting, and Johnny Tavares. Game 2s. Calgary Edmonton. The 06 Flames will split the first 2 games 3-1. Kipper beats Ranford. Phaneuf, Hammerlick, and Rhett Warner. All defensemen scoring for Calgary. Tikkanen scoring for the Oil Drops. The 2012 Sens are now up 2-0 in their series with the 65 Leafs. Anderson beats Bauer. Toronto goes by Bathgate and Horton. Ottawa goes by Nick Foligno, Jason Spezza, Jared Cowan, and Colin Greening. 71 Habs win again in overtime, 4-3. Vachon beats Kidd. The 94 team was up 3-0. Wow, Flames were up 3-0. Fleury, Kroos, and Reichel. But Montreal poured it on in the last 5 minutes. Beliveau, then Lemaire, then Tartif. And then Tartif on the power play with Reichel in the box from Cornway and Andre Richard. Yeah, Mark Tartif before he went to the WHA. 79 Habs are now up 2-0 in their series. Dryden takes down Duncan Wilson. Vancouver goes by Thomas Gardine and Rod Seelobauer. Think Kitchener. Yeah, Seelobauer was Kitchener Ranger. Guy Lafleur, Réjean Houle, Mario Tremblay, and Brian Egblom. The goal scorers from Montreal. Mario Tremblay. 22 Flames win 6-2 to split that series. Koskinen loses to Markstrom. Edmonton goes by Ryan McLeod and Leon Draisaitl. Calgary goes by Matt Tkachuk. Oliver Kurotin, Dylan Dubé, Anton Rashiska, Michael Backlund, and Elias Lindholm. 91 Flames are now up 2-0 in their series, 5-2. Ferdinand beats Luongo. Vancouver goes by Burrows and Higgins. Calgary goes by Gilmore, Reichel, Al McInnes, Kitchener, Paul Ranheim, and then Gary Sutter. Man, Ranheim's got 4 goals in 2 games. 84 Quebec has now split with the 23 Leafs, winning in overtime. Malarchuk beat Samsonov. Toronto looked good. TJ Brody, Jake McCabe, and Zach Aston Reese. Quebec goes by Marion Stastny, Louis Slager, and Tony McCagney. And in overtime, it was Ron LaPointe. I don't know the buzzer from Dale Hunter. The 94 Leafs are now up 2-0, leading the 75 Brentford 2-0. Potvin beats Favel. The 75 Leafs had goals by Glennie, Keon, Hanverstrom, and Larry McDonald. Toronto, 94 goals by Dave Ederchuk again, Wendell Clark, John Cullen, and Krusheletsky. Let's go up top. 22 Leafs with the split on the 06 Oilers 5-2. Campbell beats Rollison. Edmonton goes by Ryan Smith and Jarrett Stahl. Leaf goals by Michael Bunting, John Tavares, Mitch Marner, David Kampf, and Michael Bunting again. 94 Vancouver splits the first 2 games in their series 5-2 as Kay Whitmore beats Ray Whitney. Ottawa goes by Mike Fisher and Danny Albertson. Vancouver goes by Jeff Courtnell, Cliff Ronning, Pavel Bure, Gino Ojic, and Trevor Linden. 65 Habs up 2-0 in their series 5-1 as Hodge beats Fuhr. 84 Oilers, Anderson, almost the shutout. Brousseau, Provo, LaRose, Henri Richard, and Backstrom that goes for Montreal. 68 Habs now up 2-0 in their series, 4-3. Worsley beats Don Edwards, Kitchener. Calgary goes by Lanny McDonald, Hawken Lube, and Doug Risebrough, Kitchener. The 68 Habs goes by Jean Baliveau, Claude Provo, Jacques Lemaire, and Yvan Cornemaillet. The 91 Habs with the shutout win. They're up 2-0 now. Watt does it to Palmetier. Carbonell, Sabota, and LeBeau, the goals for Montreal. 71 Leafs split their first 2 games 2-1. Plante beats Bunny Larocque. Brian Spencer and Bob Gainey were the goal scorers in regulation. In overtime with Yvonne Lambert in the box, Normie Ullman scores. 23 Oilers up 2-0. 23 Jets, up 2-0 in their series 6-1 as Rittich beats Sevigny. Carbonell for the 84 Habs, but Connor, Wheeler, Lowry, Shifley, and then Shifley again. 6-1, and game two's the 23 Oilers up split 1-1. 6-3. Skinner beats Lockett. I Lockett. Vancouver goes by Vandergaard, Boudreaux, and Oilson. Edmonton goes by Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid with the hat trick, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. 65 Habs. Do they have a chance for a sweep? Nope, they lose in Edmonton. Moog takes down Hodge. The 65 Habs were down 3-0 on goals by Rainey Gregg, Paul Coffey, Kitchener, Mark Messier. Montreal goals by Rupp Backstrom, Davey Bill and Claude Provoril. At 10-18, Kevin Lowe from Gretzky for the 84 Oilers. 23 Jets. They lose to the 84 Habs. 78 beats British. Winnipeg goals by Kyle Connor, Blake Wheeler, Nicola Ehlers, and Mark Shifley. The 84 Habs goals by Guy Lafleur, Larry Robinson, Kitchener, Ryan Walter, John Shabbat, Bob Gainey, and then Shabbat again. Looks like we won't get any sweeps. 91 Habs, well, they're up. They have a chance of the sweep 3-0 on the 79 Leafs, winning 3-2. Wobbies Palmetier. Montreal goals by Carbonneau, Danny Savard, and Stéphane Lebeau. Toronto 79 goals by Don Maloney. Dave Maloney? No, Don Maloney. And no, which Maloney is it? And Daryl Sittler. Where are they here? Dan Maloney. Yeah, Dan Maloney. Dan Maloney. Yeah, Dan Maloney. So the 91 Habs up 3-0. The 68 Habs up 3-0 in their series, 5-2. Worsley beats Donnie Edwards again. Kitchener, I say. Jamie McCowan and Eddie Beers. Dick Duff, Jacques Lemaire, John Ferguson, Dick Duff, and Cornway again. '94 Habs Leafs. They are up 3-0, 5-2. Potvin beats Pavel. The 35 team Turnbull and Sittler. Toronto goes by 94 goals. Wendell Clark, Jeremy McCowan, Doug Gilmore, Wendell Clark, and then Peter Cecil. The late Peter Cecil. 2012 Sens. They are losing in overtime to the 65 Habs. Leafs, Chuck Anderson, Jared Cowan, and Don McKinney, the goals in regulation and overtime at 1843 of double overtime, I guess. Ron Ellis from Mahovlich and Armstrong. They almost played 100 minutes, those two teams. Amazing. 71 Habs, are they up 3-0? The answer is no. They lose to Calgary. 6-2. Ferdinand beats Vachon. Montreal goes by Guy Lapointe and Yvan Cornway. Nevertheless, Calgary goes by Trent Yanni, German Titoff, Kelly Kissio, Joe Otto, Kissio again, and then Nunnik. 79 Habs. They're up 3-0 in their series, 4-3. Larocque over Hanlon. Vancouver goes by Don Lever, Chris Olofsson, and Kurt Frazier. But Montreal goes by Yvan Lambert, Pierre Mondu, Lambert again, and Stevie Shutt. 91 Flames up 2-0. They're up 3-0. Nice job by Ferdinand over Luongo. Vancouver goals by Alex Idler, Mason Raymond, and Dale Weiss. Calgary goals by Gary Roberts, Joe Nieuwendyk, Gary Sutter, Sergei Makarov, Joe Nieuwendyk, and then Joe Nieuwendyk to get a hat trick. Just go through everything. 75 Canucks win 4-3. Smith beats Skinner. That's Gary Smith. Edmonton goals by Koskin with 2, and then McDavid. Vancouver goes by Gould, Rochefort, Bordelot, and Gould. 22 Leafs up win 4-2. Campbell beats Marketed. Toronto goes by Nylander, Kerfoot, Mikheyev, and Tavares. Edmonton goes by Ravi Torres and Chris Pronger. 94 Canucks in overtime. McLean beats Mike Morrison. 94 Canucks, Bure, Linden, Lume, and Bure in regulation. Fisher, Alfredson, for Ottawa in regulation. And on the power play with Massaros in the box, Jeff Courtnall scoring the winning goal. The 35 halves with a shutout win. Dryden takes down Perrant. Steve Shutt, Pierre Bouchard, Yvan Cornway, Yvan Lambert, Peter Mahovlich, and Jimmy Roberts scoring for the 75 halves. 80 for Quebec, now up 2-1 with a 4-1 win. Matt Murray losing to Malarchuk. 80 for Quebec goes by Paymont, Marin Stastny, Paymont, and Slager. Rich Marner for the 23 Leafs. 06 Flames win in overtime. Kipper beats Ranford. Edmonton goes by Craig Simpson, and Jeff Bugaboo. Calgary goes by Chuck Kobasu, Brett Ritchie, and Matthew Lombardi. In overtime, it was Drew McGilla scoring. I love you guys. And finally, the 22 Oilers win 2-1. Smith beat Markstrom. Mike Smith. Draisaitl with 2 goals. Goudreau with 1. Wise guy. So 94 Leafs, did they sweep? The answer is no. They lose 5-3 to the 75 squad. Favel beats Potvin. 94 team Andrewchuk, Mark Gregg. I don't remember him on that team. And Wendell Clark. Mark Gregg. George Ferguson, Lance Moffat, Dave Keon, Daryl Sittler, and Ron Ellis scoring for the 75 team. 91 Oilers put a split win 4-1. Now they're split in their series. Calgary go by Kobasu, Chris Joseph, Martin Jelena, and then Jeff. What am I thinking? Glenn Anderson with 2 goals. Where's Murphy when you need him? The 65 Leafs have a 4-game split, 6-4. Sawchuk beats Anderson. Ottawa goes by Carlson, Mahalik, and Carlson. Toronto goes by Ellis, Armstrong, Ellis, Pulford, Douglas, and Bathgate. 94 Flames with a 10-1 win. Sean gets beaten by Fernan. 10 goals, man. Montreal goal by Amir Richard, but let's see. Wallace, Fleury, Roberts, Walls, Sutter, Newendike, Reichel, Titoff. Variety. The 79 Habs with the sweep of the 79 Canucks. 5-1. Bunny LaRock beats Dunk Wilson. Soderberg, Kitchener scoring for the Canucks. Montreal goes by Lafleur, Chartrand, Tremblay, Houle, and Pointu. 22 Oilers up 3-1 in their series. Koskinen beats Fladar. Calgary goes by Keelanton and Backlund. Edmonton goes by Shore, Draisaitl, McDavid, and then Draisaitl again. The 91 Flames sweep the 2012 Canucks 7-2 as Fernan takes down Schneider. Vancouver goes by BX and Sedin, but Calgary goes by Joe Otto, Brian McClellan. Sergei Makarov, Doug Gilmore, Trent Sweetie, Gil Fleury, and Gary Sutter. The 23 Leafs make a 4-game split. 4-2, Samsonov beats Bouchard. Quebec goals by Dale Hunter and JF Sauvé. Toronto goes by Austin Matthews, Timothy Liljegren, and Nick Robertson. The 23 Oilers now make it 2-2 with the 75 Canucks. Skinner beats Smith. Edmonton up 4-0. McDavid with a hat trick for 8 goals. Man, he's looking good. Yamamoto scoring. Odo said Robitaille and Jocelyn Gold scoring for Vancouver. Oh, 06 Oilers now 2-2 in their series, 2-1. Rosen beats Campbell. Pekka and Smith with goals of Makea for Toronto. 06 Oilers Senators, it's 2-2 with the 94 Canucks. Emery takes down McLean. Ottawa scored 1 goal lead 3 times. Redden, Chara, and Fisher, but Vancouver responded with Burry, and Havlat in overtime from Schaefer. The 84 Oilers are now 2-2. Fuhr beats Hodge, Fogelin, and Gretzky with the goals. Jean-Guy Talbot from Montreal. 84 Flames win to prevent the sweep. It took overtime. Don Edwards, Kitchener beats Worsley. Montreal goes by Safar, Belleville, and Mickey Redmond. Calgary goes by Doug Riseborough, Kitchener, Richard Crum and Richard Crum again, but in overtime, Steve Tambellini, remember him? From Baxter and Peplinski. 91 Habs with the sweep of the 79 Leafs, 2-0. Andre Rassico, Radley Rassico with the shutout. Wow. Carbonell scoring twice with those guys. 75 Habs are now up 3-1 in their series, 5-1. Dryden beats Toronto. Toronto goal by Ron Ellis. Murray Wilson, Pete Mahovlich, Guy Lafleur, Leopold Lambert, and then Murray Wilson again scoring over Montreal. 84 Montreal 2-2. Walmsley beats Halibuck. Lafleur, Walter, Mondu, and Walter for the 84 squad. 23 Jets, Soundberg scoring. So let's see. 83 ones, 94 Leafs. Do they finish the series? No, they don't. The 75 team wins 3-1. McRae beats Rhodes. 75 team Sidler, Earl Thompson, and Jim McKinney. Peter Sessa for the 94 squad. 22 Oilers, do they do it? No, they don't. Calgary wins 4-1. Markstrom beats Koskinen. Emptying goal by Connor McDavid, but Coleman, Toffoli, Lindholm, and then Tyler Toffoli for the Flames. 68 Habs. They win in 5 with the overtime heroic. 68 beating the 84 Flames. Don Edwards again losing to Worsley. Kitchener. Calgary was up 3-0. Crom, Nielsen, and Tambellini scoring. They looked like they were going to have momentum, but Belleville, Cornway, and Russo in regulation and on the power play with Tim Hunter in the box. Gilles Tremblay from Jacques Leperrier and Jacques Lemaire. 35 Habs. They lose to the 71 Leafs. The force of game 6. Perron beats Dryden. Montreal goals by Robinson, Kitchener, Guy Lafleur, and Murray Wilson. Toronto goals by Keon, Ellis, and Ullman. Ron Ellis in overtime after Pete Mahovlich got a major for spearing from Ullman and McKinney. Game 5, the 23 Oilers are now up 3-2. 5-2 wins. Skinner beats Smith. Vancouver goes by Jerry O'Flaherty. 2 goals for Kitchener. Basketball. Dale Ryan scoring. Ryan Nugent Hopkins is second. Connor McDavid is 9th. Nugent Hopkins is 3rd. And Warren Fogle is 1st. 22 Leafs win 6-4. Mrazek beats Markkanen, so now they're up 3-2. Toronto goes by Kerfoot, Nylander, Tavares, Mikheyev, Matthews, and Mikheyev. 06 Oiler goes by Marc-Andre Bergeron, Igor Ulyanov, Alex Hemsky, and Marc-Andre Bergeron again. The 94 Canucks now up 3-2 in their series, 3-2. McLean beats Emery. Vancouver goes by Bure, Sharp, Jose Charbonneau, and Trevor Linden. Ottawa goes by Danny Alfredson and Andre Massaros. What am I thinking? The 65 Habs now up 3-2. Hodge beats Fuhr. Goals by Jean-Guy Talbot, John Ferguson, and Bobby Russo for the Habs. Oilers goals by Hughes and Anderson. The 84 Habs now up 3-1 in their series, winning 5-1 as Walmsley beats Hellebuck. Winnipeg goals by Mark Scheifele, Guy Lafleur, Larry Robinson, Kitchener, Bob Gainey, Guy Lafleur, and Bobby Smith. The goals and all that. 23 Leafs are now up 3-2 in their series. 5-0 shutout by Matt Murray over Goslin. Justin Hall, John Tavares, Willie Nylander, and Mark and Riley scoring for the Leafs. 06 Flames now up 3-2 in their series with a shutout by Kiprusoff over Ranford, Stefan Yell, and Brian Ritchie scoring. 65 Leafs win in overtime to be up 3-2 in their series. Bauer beats Anderson. Ottawa goes by Foligno, Alfredson, and Foligno. Toronto goes by Ron Ellis, Bob Pulford, Don McKinney, and then Keon in overtime at 5:34 from Bathgate. And the 71 Habs are now up 3-2 with a 4-3 win. Dryden beats Britain. Calgary goes by Roberts, Reiko, and Roberts. Montreal goes by Jean Belleville, Mark Tardif, John Bergeson, and Tartif. So we have some teams that are still alive. 23 Oilers, Win in 6, 4-2. I think that's a big win. Campbell beats Lockett. Vancouver goes by Siddlebauer, Kitchener, and Rena Rochefort. 23 goals by Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, McDavid. Man, Connor went deep. 11 goals in 6 games for him. 22 Leafs, they win over the 06 Oilers. Big upset because the 06 Oilers went to the final. The Leafs didn't. Campbell beats Markkinen, so the Leafs get a team in. Edmonton goes by Stales, Stahl, and Pisani. Toronto goes by Kerfoot, Nylander, Mikheyev, Wayne Simmons, Marner, and Matthews. 94 Canucks, they'll have to go to game 7. They lose 5-3. The immortal K. Whitmore listening to Dominic Hasek. Oh, yeah, he was on that team. Vancouver goals by Jeff Cornell, Gino Ojek, and Sergio Momesso. A couple of goons scoring. 06 sends Alfredson, Fisher, Patrick Eves, and Alfredson. So that they go to game 7. We go to game 7 with the 23 Jets and 84 Habs. The Jets win 4-3. Hellebuck beats Savigny. Montreal goals by Jean Chabot, Pierre Mondu, and Bobby Smith. Winnipeg goals by Pierre-Luc Dubois, Mason Appleton, Kyle Connor, and Neo Pionk. The 35 Habs win in overtime over the 71 Leafs. 4-3, Dryden beats Perrant. Toronto goals by Sittler, Monahan, and Ullman after being down 3-0, and goals by Lambert with 1 and Lambert with 2. Power play, Jim Harrison was in the box. Mario Tremblay scores from Guy Lafleur and Murray Wilson. Yay, that guy. 65 Habs. They win the series over the 84 Oilers. That's an upset. I guess it's kind of an upset. I mean, the 2 Canadian Stanley Cup champs, but the 65 Habs shutout by Worsley over Moog. Backstrom, LaRose, Ballon, and Beliveau scoring. I wonder how bad the 84 Oilers were Gretzky. Gretzky got 2 points. They only scored what? How many goals did they score? 10. Because, yeah, they only scored 10 goals. And they got taken out of the cleans by the 65 Habs. 94 Leafs. They sweep. They did it. They win 5-0 shutout by Damien Rhodes over Doug Favell. So the 94 Leafs are in. Osborne, Clark, Anderchuk, Cecil for the 94 Leafs. 06 Flames. Did they win? No, they got to go to game 7 against the 91 Oilers. 5-2. Ranford beat Kipper. Calgary goes by Leopold and Fuselius. Goes by Anderson, Tikkanen, Anderson, Klima, and McTavish scoring the goals for the 91 Oilers to force game 7. 65 Leafs don't get the job done. They go to game 7 against the 2012 Habs, 5-2. 2012 Senators, 5-2. Anderson beats Suchek. Toronto goals by Bathgate and Mahovlich. Chris Neal, Stefan DaCosta, remember him? Colin Greening, Jason Spezza, and Nick Foligno scoring the goals for these ends. 31 Habs beat the 94 Flames 6-1. They move on. Vachon beats Kidd. Calgary go by Germain Titov. Montreal goes by Guy Lapointe, Frank Mahovlich, Hunter Richard, Pete Mahovlich, and Phil Roberto. Remember him? 92 Oilers. They have to go to game 7 against Calgary, 3-2. Koskinen losing to Markstrom. Edmonton goes by Draisaitl and Purviari in regulation. Dylan Dubé and Noah Hannafin regulation and in overtime. Tyler Toffoli, 48 seconds from Goudreau. In the meantime, the 23 Leafs win 5-2. They win in 6 games. Murray beats Bouchard. Toronto goes by Aston Reese, Matthews, Noah Carty, Matthews, and Neil Nylander. Michel Goulet scoring twice for Quebec. So a lot of game 7s. 84 Habs, 23 Jets. I say Montreal. And am I right? No, I'm not. The Jets win 4-3. Rittich beats Walmsley. Winnipeg goes by Pionk, Connor, Blanquilla, and Dylan DeMello. Montreal goes by Bundu, and Alfie Turcotte. The 23 Jets were up 2-0, lost 3, and then they won the next 2. So 2-3-2. 06 Senators, 94 Canucks. I said Canucks. And I would be wrong. Senators win 4-1. Hasek doing his job against the immortal K. Whitmore. Of course, you'd be thinking, why isn't the immortal K. Whitmore? Well, because of the fact that Vancouver valued K. Whitmore so much, they were willing to protect him in the expansion draft and unprotect John Van Beesbrook after the Rangers traded him to the Canucks. That worked out well. Vancouver goal by Gino Ojic, Fisher, Heatley, Alfredson, and Spolinski for the Senators. A couple more game sevens, three more. 91 Oilers, 06 Flames. I say Oilers. Damn it, I'm wrong again. Kipper beats Ranford. Edmonton goal by Tikkanen, by Kobasu, Weimer. Jim Weimer. That can't be right. Jim Weimer played for the night. Or is it Jason Weimer? I think it's Jason because Jim Weimer played for the 91 Bruins. Kobasu was scoring. Pair of goals in that game seven. 65 Leafs, 12 Senators. I say Leafs. Damn it, I'm wrong again. Anderson beats Bauer. Toronto goals by Pulford and Keon, but Ottawa goals by Spezza, Dogvidens, and Cowan. 22 Edmonton, 22 Calgary. Edmonton. Please let me get one right. Phew. All right, I got a game seven prediction right. Koskinen beats Markstrom. Edmonton wins. Calgary goes by Kachuk and Lindholm. But Edmonton goes by Draisaitl, Cassian, Hyman again, and Evan Bouchard. We are done. Wait. Yes, we're finally done. So that's the summary. Colin McDavid of the 23 Oilers with 11 goals. Alberton of the 06 Senators with 8. Draisaitl, Burr, and Fisher, all with 7 goals. Points wise, Connor McDavid of the 23 Oilers with 14. 12 points by Johnny Gaudreau of the 22 Flames, only 1 goal. And 06 Senators, Daniel Alfredson. The best goalie, well, Fordsley, Reshko, and Fashion. Stuart Skinner. Well, the best guy who's played multiple games, Damian Rhodes. 3 games, 2-1 with a 101 goals against average. 2 wins, 2 shutouts. So that's practically how we do it. As I look at the win-loss, I'm surprised that Ranford played all 7 games for the 91 Oilers, had a 2.1 goals against, and he has better goals against than Ken Dryden, who went 4-1 with it in the hit and won his series single-handedly, 2.14. So that's kind of weird how Ranford, well, that's how good 91 Oilers are. I think he gives up 2 goals a game, but they still lose. Highlights: 6 hat tricks. Field Fleury, Paul Ranheim, Connor McDavid, Joe Ndundike, Connor McDavid again, and Pavel Bure. The 91 Flames with 3 hat tricks. Connor McDavid 2 hat tricks by himself, and Pavel Bure then for Canucks. Memorable games: they picked the 22 Leafs 6-4 win over the 06 Oilers, the 84 Flames losing the 64-8 Habs, and the 94 Flames losing to the 71 Habs as all that. They change 4 goals. Oh, that's lead changes. Come back from, well, the 68 Habs and the 71 Habs, when they did that, came back from 3 goals down to win. So that's practically the goal scoring thing. Yeah, 4 lead changes between Toronto and Edmonton. So that's all for round 1. Round 2 should be fun. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.